Hello everyone and welcome back to more Alice's Warped Wonderland, and we are back for more of this game in chapter 2. I should mention that probably, but anyways, we are in the latter half of chapter 2. From the last episode, we completed our task of helping the Duke with his little Duchess problem. Yes, so we went downstairs to the basement to find the bakery in order to get strawberry jam bread, I should say, in order to help shrink the Duchess to help the Duke and yeah, all that, etc, etc. But there we meet these two rival Anpan gangs who are having a turf war and are fighting over whether or not smooth bean paste is better than chunky bean paste. And I choose smooth on a personal kind of level, so we chose that. We figured out that, you know, they were fighting and they're having this war, and they found out we were Alice, and of course they freaked out over it, and they're like, oh yes, Alice, our Alice, she'll help us because her words is heaven. We're like, our words is law. So they like rushed us out to like, you know, try to solve this problem. Or no, we demanded that we call for no violence. We wanted to have a a discussion and work out democracy and just, you know, decide then. And then, you know, we made them argue their cases. We made the leaders argue their cases on why one is better than the other. And in the end, we couldn't really decide, you know, whose is right, because, you know, to us it doesn't really matter, as well as they're both good anyway. So they didn't want to settle on that. They didn't want to be equals. So they ended up fighting anyways. Like, even though we made them put down their weapons, they started to, like, you know, go at each other, and then we just kind of left them. And we went over to the one of the bakery shops. So because Cheshire Cat was pointing out how he saw strawberry jam bread over there. So we went over there and we went into this back storage area that had the sign for it, and we see this little prison cell full of like these bread children. So all these bread children are saying, eat me, please, eat me, please. And we're like, what the hell? And, you know, Cheshire Cat's like, this is normal. This is what strawberry jam bread is. Like, they want to be eaten because that is their life goal. So we're like, oh, okay, I guess it really doesn't matter at this point whether we choose any of them, because they're so eager to be eaten, because that's, you know, their life goal. But instead of choosing one from the prison cell, we noticed this box with the label trash on it, and we went over there, and I decided to open it, and a hand grabbed us, and it turns out it was one of the moldy, like, you know, gone bad sort of strawberry jam kid. So he comes out and he demands us to eat him and make it so that he tastes deliciously, but no, he's all moldy and he's gone bad. But then we were like, no, stop, like, you know, like, why don't we just talk? Why don't, you know, don't kill me, because he had a fork to us, and we look super tiny still, and so the fork is huge. So we listened to his story. He was telling about how, like, you know, he is the best strawberry jam bread before he was accidentally dropped on the floor and he went bad, and he was put into the garbage bin, and that's why he forever stayed. Except, you know, since he told us that story and how he always dreamed to be eaten and stuff, and now his dream is taken away, we had this moment of like relatable kind of feels. We started crying, and this, like, you know, this deep down feeling resurfaced, but we didn't know where it came from. And then we were like, oh my god, that's so sad. And then in the end, he's like, oh, I'm so happy that you cried for me, Alice. Like, I think that's enough for me. I'm gonna go take myself to the garbage bin now. And we were like, no, we can't let you do that. And so we chose him as our honorary bread person child to go and feed to the Duchess. So that's what we did. We took him back to the little dining area. He, you know, swan dived into her mouth, and then she shrunk. Afterwards, she shrunk, and that's, so, you know, that basically takes care of that. Except the Duke was initially very angry about it, because, you know, she still kept eating, and now that she's tiny, she has all the food in the world now. But then she started getting a stomach ache, and then of course, and he ended up telling us where the white rabbit went. So yes, so we got our goal. And also, yeah, and Cheshire stole some of the red bean paste bread, and that made us big again. That made us regular size. And so we went through this door that the Duke showed us that the white rabbit went through, and here we are in this creepy ass hallway. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so that's where we last left off. I'm super scared and super nervous because, again, I feel like our main antagonist might show up at some point. You know, the lady, the bandaged up bloody lady that chases us. So I'm just kind of scared. So anyways, let's go and see where this takes us. So when I peered inside, there were about 4 or 5 steps right in front of me, leading to a dim passage straight ahead. I don't like this. The passage itself was about the width of one person. That means we gotta go single file. I crouched down and went through the door to enter the dim passage. Dank air clung to my skin. Yeah, this dank ass air. It's kind of eerie. Did he really go this way? Oh, slam! A heavy sound echoed behind me. Oh, great. We got locked in. We got no choice but to go ahead. The door had closed. The light from outside had been blocked off, plunging the passageway into sudden darkness. Panicking, I tried to reach for the doorknob, but only grabbed air. Oh no, it completely disappeared. Wow. Okay. Huh? What? Cheshire, are you with me? In that unfamiliar darkness, I tried feeling around for the knob. However, there was only a flat wall, no shadow or shape of the door remained. Impossible. Did the door disappear? Yes, it did. I anxiously started banging on the wall where the door once stood. Hello? Oh, Cheshire Cat, hey, can you hear me? Oh my god, Cheshire, please, don't leave me. But there was no reply. From the dull sound of my banging, it didn't seem like there was empty space on the other side of the wall. It just made a slapping sound that hurt my hands. Oh my god. I turned back to face the passageway. It was a hall made out of concrete. Oh. Naked light bulbs hung from the ceiling, casting their unreliable light. The end of the passageway was too dark to see clearly. Once again, I looked for the door that should have been there. But there was only a wall. Oh my god. If I can't go back, I guess I just have to move forward. Oh no. The same thing happened at the school too. Fortunately, it's a little difficult to lose your way on a one-way street. But do you really want to go down that way? I steeled my nerves and took a step forward. Here we go. Please don't jump out at me. The sound of my footsteps rapping against the floor echoed through the passageway. I clasped my hands together in front of my chest. Thanks to the light bulbs, I was able to see what was in front or behind me, but beyond that, the lighting was pretty lousy. Yeah. It was a long, dark passageway. The light bulbs, all of which hung a set distance from each other, served as dim guides as I continued through their darkness. Am I really moving forward? Or am I just walking in circles? Trying to conceal my breath while I walked, I suddenly realized that I could hear footsteps other than my own. Oh no, no, I don't want that. Clack, clack. Oh god! The soft sound of those mysterious footsteps seemed overlaid on top of my own. I froze in place, yeah. But the sound of those other footsteps did not stop. I realized that someone further down the passageway was walking toward me. Oh no! I looked at the darkness in front of me. Who could it be? If they're coming from that direction, they must know if there's an exit. Clack, clack. Oh my god, please. Please no quick time events. I'm going to lose my shit if there is. The footsteps continued. In the faint light of the naked light bulbs, a beige-colored skirt and feet wearing a pair of pumps became visible. It's the lady! A woman. I felt a little relieved. Excuse me until you see her face! The woman slowly came closer. Her appearance started to become clearer. Oh yes, there she is! There she is! Oh my god, there she is! There she is! Oh god, the woman's face was wrapped in bandages. Even her nose and eyes were covered, and only her mouth was just barely exposed. The bandages were soaked with blood. Yeah, hello there! I took a step back, but tripped and fell on my butt. Oh my god, Alice, you clumsy ass bitch. Oh, yip yip, yip yip. Oh, Aang, is that you? On the ground, a small dog a small dog barked next to my face. Oh. It was a stuffed mechanical toy dog. I smelled something foul, like burnt plastic. The dog was scorched black, exposing the misshapen metal that formed the bones of its face. Oh, it's your fault. Oh no, what did I do? The bandaged woman muttered in a muffled voice. My heart started racing wildly. The woman slowly came closer. Uh-oh, no. Back the fuck up. The right side of her torso was soaked red with blood. Her bloody right arm hung limp, and she gripped a bloody knife in her hand. Oh no, that's not good. It's your Well, Alice, yeah, I think she meant Alice. I couldn't move. All I could do was cower and look up at her. The dog continued to bark in its shrill tone. Yip yip, yip. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Don't hurt me. I was so scared, so unbelievably scared that I apologized without really understanding why. The woman raised her knife without saying a word. Oh no, don't put that down. Oh! I'm sorry. What? I waited for what felt like forever, but the pain never arrived. Fearfully, I opened my eyes. What? Oh! What? The woman was gone. Oh my god, the little mechanical toy dog had vanished too. The long, dark passageway stretched before my eyes as if nothing had happened. Bruh. A moment passed, then I ran as if I was being repelled. I was so overcome with fear, I nearly threw up. Yes. I was so overcome with fear, I nearly threw up. As if someone had reached into my brain and began moving things around, I started to recall an illusion. I'm sorry. Oh, wow. Those words kept repeating in my mind. I didn't know who or what I was apologizing to. I'm sorry. I desperately fought the urge to slam my head against the wall as hard as I could and put an end to this. Wow, no, don't do that. Don't pull a Dead Space. The end of the dark passageway began to draw near. I could see a door waiting for me. Oh, thank God. Without the slightest hesitation, I leaped. I leaped through it. Yes. Okay, leaping through it. Getting out of here. Getting the fuck out of here. Chapter 3? Oh, yes. Strangers in a Strange City. Okay. Are we gonna meet our Mad Hatter now, please? Or maybe the March Hare, perhaps? Whoa, we're back in Tokyo! I felt the wind caress my cheek. I looked around at my surroundings. There was a dimly lit alleyway. To my left, on the other side of where the alleyway broke off, I saw a crowd of people coming and going. People? What? Like a moth to flame, I drifted closer. Hello? Is it normal people, please? I hope not. I hope so. I couldn't quite process reality for some reason. When I reached the main street, I finally realized that it was the back street of the hotel. Okay. I felt as though I hadn't fully awakened from a dream, so I just stood and loitered absent-mindedly. The street lamps and display windows were lit. Okay. I just stood in place as businessmen and students on their way home moved around me, occasionally casting annoyed looks my way. What? Well, I was adrift in a sea of people. Though I knew this place very well, I felt like I had become a lost child. Where should I go? What? I suddenly felt someone's eyes on me, and I turned around slowly. What the fuck? On the other side of the street, past the cars driving along, there was a man who was staring intensely in my direction. He seems normal enough. Well, hello. What? Who is that? I had never seen that man before. When the man's eyes met mine, he ran over to the crosswalk, but the light was red and he couldn't cross yet. Hey! Hey, what hey? The man was clearly calling out to me. What? Run away. Run away. I heard a voice in my head. Okay, what? The traffic light turned yellow. The flow of traffic came to a stop. What? Okay, what? On instinct, I turned around and started running. Hey, wait. What? Why? The man's voice sounded distressed. He's coming. He's chasing me. He's trying to catch me. But what? But maybe he wants to help. Maybe he's friendly. I don't know. If I'm caught, No, I'm scared. Oh, what? I threw caution to the wind and forced my way through the blinking stoplight. When weaving through the crowd, I found my way to the shadow of a random building and hushed my breathing. Okay. Oh, this is a hotel? What? No. If it doesn't look like the man has caught up to me. He must have lost sight of me in the crowd. I waited for a little bit, then peeked out from the shadows. Okay, between all the people coming and going, I couldn't see the man at all. When I relieved and put my hand over my chest, something lightly tapped my back. Whoa! Aye! Is it the man? Without thinking, I jumped up and screamed. I immediately turned around, only to see a girl wearing a familiar school uniform. What the Yukino? Is this our friend? The friend that left us before? When I said her name, she grinned. I knew it was you, Ariko. What's your excuse for being dressed so cute? I'm so confused, Yukino asked. Then she pulled on the skirt of my apron. Yukino and I went to the same elementary, middle, and high schools. She was my best friend. Yeah, she left me by myself in the study room. After seeing her face, the world seemed to snap back to reality. Yukino! You're Yukino, right? For real? For realsies? What's wrong with you, Ariko? Did something happen? Oh my god, girl, you don't even know half the story. Some strange person is chasing me. What? Okay. As if protecting me, Yukino pushed me to the side of the street and looked at our surroundings. What kind of person? A man. He's probably around 30 years old. It doesn't seem like there's anyone particularly suspicious around. I steadied my grip as I held onto Yukino's uniform. Yeah, I'm okay now. Okay, weirdos tend to like you, Ariko. It can be so dangerous. Yeah, said Yukino as she turned around. Then her face suddenly turned grim. What happened there? What? Huh? Your cheeks is all red. I was just running, that's why. When she said that, I reached up and touched my left cheek. My cheek started to hurt as if my body suddenly remembered. I felt a sudden rush of heat and a surge of pain with each beat of my heart. Oh, did you get scratched? Ow, ouch. Did someone hit you? No, nothing like that happened. That's weird. When did that happen? I couldn't remember. No one hit me and I didn't bump into anything. Maybe I just fell, you know. Yukino looked at my face with concern, but eventually her look softened. It'll be okay. I'm going to stay with you. Okay. Thank you. Well, at least you're going to stay this time around. I feel myself relax. It's good to have friends. Yes. Now then. Okay. Yukino grinned as she pointed at me. Do you want to go somewhere? Huh? I was bewildered by her sudden proposal. I'm hungry. Okay. But I don't have any money. We'll get fast food. It's on me. Okay, what a nice friend you are. But I'm wearing this. Yeah. So? It's fine. It's really cute. Just say you're a cosplayer. Go! Don't go! I don't know. I don't quite trust this, you guys. As much as, finding and seeing our friend in a familiar face now. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if this is real. Let's just go. I mean, there's nowhere else for us to go, That's the thing. Like, if we refuse her, then where the hell are we supposed to do? Like, it seems we've come back to reality somehow. Whatever, go. Yeah, okay, let's go. Alright, I didn't want to be by myself at that moment. Yeah, together, Yukino and I made our way toward the fast food restaurant by the train station. Don't pull a quick one on me and be like, I want to eat you, Alice. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so we have Burger King or some shit like that. We sat next to each other at the counter and faced the second floor window. I felt a little hungry, but I didn't really have much of an appetite, so I decided to order a drink instead. Order juice, order hot cocoa. No, juice, because then we can drink immediately. We must be so thirsty. Juice. After I finished my drink, I was finally beginning to calm down. I considered telling Yukino about what had happened to me, but when the time came, I didn't know where to begin. Did it actually happen in the first place? Isn't it just too ridiculous no matter how I explain it? Right. Maybe I just had a weirdly vivid daydream. I don't know. I started to feel less and less confident. I mean, if it was a daydream, then I was like, well, how'd you get the dress, you know? I just remembered. What? Said Yukino as she sipped some tomato juice. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Isn't your birthday coming up, Ariko? Oh, huh? Really? The suddenness of her small talk made me blink. Is something wrong? No, nothing wrong. If I feel like I haven't had a conversation like this in a long time. Normalcy is amazing. Yes. I hope you like your gift. It's extra special this time. You really don't have to go to the trouble. Yeah. Aw, don't say that. Yukino puffed up her pale cheeks. Oh no, I'm sorry. What I meant was, we don't really celebrate birthdays at my house. Have I never told you this? Oh, really? Why not? I think it's because my father died. Oh, I'm pretty sure it was after my 4th birthday. Oh, that's sad. I was young, so I don't really have many memories of my father. But strangely enough, I remember clearly that he died right after my birthday. From then on, I don't remember celebrating much of anything, including my birthday. Aw. But it's the day you were born. Uh-huh, Yukino muttered with dissatisfaction. It's enough for me that you even feel that way, Yukino. But that was too embarrassing to say out loud. Oh, but you know what? Mr. Takamura said that we should celebrate it this year. Uh-huh? Mr. Takamura? Who the fuck? My mom's boyfriend. Did I never tell you about him? No. Mom is going to marry Mr. Takamura soon. Oh no, we're talking about... I totally misread it. I thought it was Yukino, not us. Okay, so after my dad died, all urge to celebrate vanished from our household. Birthdays and holidays, even Christmas, simply came and went like any other day at the Katsuragi residence. Oh, that's so sad. But if I get a new dad, maybe we'll start celebrating again too. That's a happy thought to have. What kind of person is he? Yeah. Huh? Mr. Takamura? He's a good person. He's pretty quiet. And he's very kind to me too. Well, is that so? Then you don't want a present from me? No, it's not that. No. What the hell kind of logic is that? I couldn't help laughing. Every once in a while, Yukino gets pouty like a little kid. I want it. I want it. After all, it's extra special, isn't it? We looked at each other and laughed. Oh, this is so mundane. Yeah, yep, hope you're excited about it. Please don't give me an arm. I'll be back. I'll be right back. I slid off the chair at the counter. Where are you going? Bathroom? My hands feel sticky. I'm going to go wash them. Okay, yes. I said as I left my seat. Okay, here we go. Hopefully nothing scary happens. There was no one in the restroom. Okay. I went to the sink to wash my hands when I stopped and stared at myself in the mirror. What? Yes, my reflection, wearing a scarlet apron dress, looked back at me with a slightly surprised look on its face. This is Alice's clothes that the Plaster Master and Hedgehog gave to me. Yes, Plaster Master. That was his name. And Harry the Hedgehog. I was looking for the white rabbit with the Cheshire Cat, and then I shrunk, and then I got involved in that anpan dispute. Uh-huh. It really wasn't a dream, was it? No, of course not. Wait a minute, what happened to the Cheshire Cat after that? I hope he's okay. Like, I completely forgot about him. I wonder if he's still in the hotel. Could he be waiting for me? Ugh. I don't know. No. I shook my head fiercely. I don't need to worry about it, do I? Anyway, now there's nobody to tell me to chase the right rabbit or anything now. And no one to call me Alice. And I returned to my original size. Nothing is keeping me from going back home. I don't need to be concerned about it. I reassured my reflection, then I washed my hands and left the restroom. Okay. I was about to return to my seat when I suddenly stopped. There was a small blood splatter near my feet. Oh. Small splatters here and there formed the trail leading to the staircase. Why? This has happened before. I was sure I had seen this before. That's right, at the school. Right, the trail of red left behind by the right rabbit. Is this the right rabbit's blood? Oh no, no, that's not necessarily the case. It could be ketchup, you know? It could be a completely different person's blood, but okay, wow. But as I thought about it, the blood splatters began to fade away. Oh no, they'll disappear. What? As if urging me to make a decision, the splatters began to disappear one by one, starting with the oldest. Against my will, I hurried after the trail of blood. Wow, okay. I guess we're going. The blood spatters continued down the stairs and out the store. Within the crowd, I followed the trail of red on the ground. I kept bumping into people because I had my head down the whole time. No one paid any attention to the trail of blood. Either they couldn't see it, or it wasn't anything out of the ordinary to them. No matter how many people stepped on the trail, it didn't fade at all. Oh my gosh. Ugh, why are there so many people? I know, right? Like, in this hustling, bustling city, why is there so many people? I started to feel annoyed because I couldn't walk straight. But then I tilted my head as the rational part of my mind made me come to my senses. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Why am I so invested in this? Exactly. There isn't a shred of proof that this is the right rabbit's blood. Besides, I have nothing to do with the right rabbit to begin with. And I finally managed to escape these strange occurrences, right? Ah! What? Everyone turned around at once. What? I frantically covered my mouth and looked down. Oh no, I just left Yukino there. What? Ugh, what am I even doing? How heartless am I to abandon my friend like that? I just stood there and stared at the blood trail. I am curious about this, but I have no choice. I have to go back. I have to go back to where Yukino is. I mean, oh, I need to go back. Oh, at least that's what I thought. But before I knew it, I had followed the trail of blood to the back streets behind the elevated railroad. Oh, girl. What the hell? Office buildings and shops surrounded me, but they all had their shutters down and signs put away. There was no sign of activity whatsoever. The blood beckoned me to the back of the dimly lit street. Oh my god, this is a terrible idea. Though there's usually evening traffic at this hour, there was no sign of anyone in the streets. Not many street lamps had been installed here, casting the street in darkness. Even still, the redness of the blood seemed awfully bright. The trail of blood rounded the corner. Intrigued, I followed after it. Oh no! Oh my god! There he is! What in the world? Oh gosh. There stood the right rabbit. Shocked by his sudden appearance, I froze up, speechless. As before, the right rabbit was blurry and transparent, and I could see right through him. He held a doll to his chest, just like when I encountered him at the school. Yes. Hello, sir. No, it's not the same. What? There are arms. It has arms this time. Last time the doll was just a torso, but this time it had arms. Okay, suddenly the right rabbit burst into song. Oh, is it the same song? Legs, legs, legs. Yes, where could your legs be? If you don't have your legs, you can't walk with me. Aw, poor thing. Okay. As he sang, the right rabbit turned toward a building. Okay. Then, as if being drawn in, he walked right inside. Okay, I guess we're following. I looked up at the building. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's hella shady. It was a tall, skinny building with 4 floors. It looked abandoned and seemed rather filthy. Is this soot? Maybe there was a fire. Oh, wow, indeed. A shady-looking building that possibly might have caught on fire. Wow, okay. For a moment I wavered, then I stepped inside the dim building to chase the rabbit. Wow. Alice. Great. Well, I mean, it's not like our friend Yukino hadn't left us from the very start, so let's just call this even. I came across a small elevator. When I tried pressing the button, there was no response. Of course not! Do you think an elevator would work in this sort of building? I wiped the black soot stuck to my finger onto my apron. I climbed the dark, narrow staircase. Everything was covered in soot. There must have been a fire here. That must be why this building is abandoned. The soles of my shoes scraped against the sand and garbage piled on the stairs. A pile of junk blocked the door to the second floor, and it didn't look like I could get past it. Well, now what? I gave up on that door and continued on the third floor. Okay. The door to the third floor opened easily enough. Oh. Alright. On the other side of the door stretched a narrow hallway. Both sides of the hallway had 2 frosted glass doors each. Inside felt cold and run down. Everything was covered in soot there too, but compared to the staircase it was much cleaner. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling flickered. So electricity is still running, even though the elevator didn't work. Huh. There was no sign of the White Rabbit. Okay. To my right, a dim light shined through the frosted glass door before me. Okay. Is someone in there? I don't know. The White Rabbit? I don't know. I hesitated for a moment, then knocked on the door. Hello? Yes? Oh. I jumped and trembled at the unexpected reply. As I watched over it, the knob turned and the door opened just a crack. Oh my, who are you? You have a snake tongue. Okay. Welcome. Through the crack, I could see a smiling man. Excuse me. Okay, so I knocked on the door, but now what should I say? If the man was bothered by my silence, he didn't show it. Instead, he just opened the door all the way. Please, come in. Oh my god! Why is Alice making all the bad decisions? I accepted his hospitality and stepped into the room. Oh my god. The ceiling and walls of the jury room were made of concrete. It only had one window too. Well, a stuffy scent lingered as if the room had been closed up for a long time. But there was no trash or dust in sight. It almost seemed like the room had been recently swept, though it wasn't completely clean either. A dining table and 2 chairs placed on opposite ends of each other were in the otherwise empty room. A white tablecloth and lit candles decorated the table. That was the only furniture. Oh, okay. There's no lights on. The dim light that I could see from outside must have come from the candles. A silver fork and spoon were placed in front of one of the seats. The tables seemed set for a meal to be served, but the ambience in the room felt brusque and uninviting. Please, have a seat. Like a server in a restaurant, the man pulled a chair and gestured for me to sit. He was a very skinny person. His shoulders were narrow and his face was long. His arms and legs seemed strangely spindly. Please. Oh gosh. When I am hesitating to sit, the man repeated, grinning. He had been smiling for a while at this point. His expression hadn't changed at all, almost like his face was a mask. Somehow, his smile seemed different from the Cheshire Cat's. Yeah, please. Though his demeanor was polite enough, the tone of voice suggested that he would not take no for an answer. Fearfully, I lowered myself onto the seat. He finished seating me, then he left the room with an elegant flourish. Okay. Excuse me. I thought he had gone outside, but I could hear the clinking sound of dishes being handled coming from the back. I was hesitant to stand for all kinds of reasons, so I sat and waited for the man. Eventually, he came back. With what? He held a covered plate in his right hand and a basket covered with a cloth in his left hand. Please let it be normal food. Standing behind me, the man placed both objects in front of me. Who are you? The man did not answer. Silently, he went around the table and sat himself across from me. Okay. We looked directly at each other. That's not a smile. The edges of his thin lips were curled to give the appearance of smiling, but his eyes were cold and joyless. Something about this person seemed reptilian. His skin is probably cold to the touch, I thought to myself. Yes, and he has a freaking forked tongue, snake tongue, just kind of hanging out of his mouth. Do you not see that, girl? Would you like some stew? Please help yourself to some bread, said the man. Okay. I'm looking for the White Rabbit. Did he come this way? Would you like some stew? Please help yourself to some bread. Oh my god. The man repeated. His hair, which I thought was black, glowed green in the light of the candle. I don't want any, so... Would you like some stew? Please help yourself to some bread, yes. Oh my god. I glanced at the plate and the basket. Would you like some stew? Please help yourself with some bread, yes. Repeat, repeat, repeat. The skinny man's eyes narrowed as he repeated himself again. Okay, I... Reach for the stew, reach for the bread. I mean, we've had our fair share of bread dealings before. I'm sure bread is... He said, help yourself to some bread, right? Please help yourself... Okay, let's just go for bread. Bread. Bread, bread, bread. How about that? I reached for the bread basket. I pulled away the white cloth on top of the basket and saw several rolls of bread inside it. Oh, yay, normal bread! Cherry blossom anpan, poppy seed anpan, sesame seed anpan. The basket was filled with anpans for some reason. A few white bread rolls were mixed in with them. Okay, at the very bottom of the basket, as if squished by all the other pieces of bread, there was a moldy white bread roll. Oh, mold. Oh no, Roddy! As if compelled by it, I picked up the bread roll and tore off a piece. We're gonna eat the moldy bread? Oh my god. Red jam dripped out of it. It's strawberry jam bread. I put the piece of bread in my mouth without a second thought. Ugh! Though it was moldy, it didn't taste bad at all. On the contrary, it was sweet and melted in my mouth like soft snow. I guess that's good. I continued tearing off pieces and eating them. A sudden wave of sleepiness hit me. Oh, but I still couldn't stop eating the bread. Oh, the skinny man's slippery face continued to watch me in silence. My head feels heavy. It's so heavy I can't keep it up. Quietly, the man took away the bread that was in front of me. Maybe I should have gone for the stew. Dang it. After eating the last piece, I couldn't help myself and fell face first on the table. Oh shit. He drugged the bread. He drugged the moldy bread. Oh my god. Where's the white rabbit? Where did the Cheshire Cat go? Why am I chasing after the white rabbit? I don't know. What's going on? What's going to happen to me? Oh my god, maybe you should have asked these questions before you actually decided to follow the red blood trail, you know? These questions swirled incoherently in my mind, and as if weighed down, I fell to sleep. Oh man, okay. I guess this is how I die. Oh, whoa. Barking. The barking of a small toy dog. The barking of a small burnt dog. A crashing sound. Someone had thrown the toy dog at the wall. It bounced off the wall and rolled on the ground. Then a person carelessly picked it up. After the toy dog slammed into the wall again. Over and over the toy dog hit the wall and bounced back. Each time it got a little more broken. Why? The person cried. They kept crying and throwing the toy dog. Oh. The toy dog kept barking into pieces. It kept breaking into pieces, not barking into pieces. Breaking into pieces. Its front legs broke off. Its black eyes... Okay, wait. The dog kept getting thrown against the wall. Its red blood spreading further and further. Yeah. Blood? Oh, wow. What? The arms broke off. The legs shattered. The head fell off and rolled onto the ground. This is a little... It was me. It wasn't a toy dog. It was me as a child. Why? The person kept crying and throwing me against the wall. Whoa, as my head rolled onto the ground, it whispered softly. I'm sorry. Whoa. Wait. When I finally opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the right tablecloth. I have a theory. I have a theory. Anyways, so I feel like maybe that woman that's chasing us is like a twisted sort of like Silent Hill version, like reanimation of our mother, perhaps, because she hasn't mentioned our mother before. She only had mentioned her father that died and passed away after her birthday, her 4th birthday, I think. And I feel like her mom might have seen her as the cause for her father's death. So after he died, she like went really crazy and started abusing her or some shit like that, right? Oh my god. Yeah. So I don't know. So far that's what I've come up with. I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe I might be onto something again. That's right. I fell asleep. Yeah, after eating moldy bread. What the hell, girl? The skinny man was no longer seated across from me. The stew plate, the bread basket, and the candles on the table had all vanished. No, they're still there. It's just blown out. With the candles gone, the room had become dark. Light from the street lamps outside came through the only window and faintly lit the room. At what point did I start dreaming? I don't really know. I blinked my eyes repeatedly. With each blink, a tear fell down my cheeks until I finally noticed I was crying. I wiped my cheeks with the back of my hands. How childish, crying because of a dream. The heaviness in my head was gone. How long was I asleep? Right when I was about to stand up, an unexpected sound reached my ears. What? Thud, thud. What? This better not be a body. I froze. It was the sound of footsteps going up the stairs. Who is that? This building is abandoned. Thud, thud. Oh gosh. Oh no, what if it's some creep? I mean, you've already met your creep, so I don't know why you're so worried. I looked around the room in a panic. Should I hide? But there's nowhere to hide. Well, underneath the table, maybe. Hello? After a moment's hesitation, I quickly ran to the door as quickly as I could. Thankfully, the door had a cylinder lock. Oh, okay, that's good. I pinched the lock carefully and clicked it into place. It was louder than I expected, and I felt a sudden twinge of fear. Thud, thud. Oh, God. The footsteps grew louder. Oh, gosh. Hide under the table, girl! What do you mean there's nowhere to hide? Hide underneath the table. Thud, thud, yes. Pressed against the door, I held my breath. The doorknob turned roughly. Oh, gosh. My heart felt like it was going to beat out of my chest. I was too scared to even breathe. The square glass flitted in the upper half of the door had cracked. What? Yeah, had cracked, leaving a small gap. Right, that's what we saw before. It was cracked. I could sense someone peeking into the room through the gap. Oh gosh. But it was completely dark, so there was no way they could see me. Unless they have night vision. Even so, my body stiffened. There was someone on the other side of the door. Yes, there is. I thought I could even hear their breathing. Oh gosh. Finally, I heard the footsteps walking away from the door. Then I heard the sound of a doorknob being turned again. They must be checking the other rooms. I carefully peeked out of the crack in the glass. Hello? Yeah, there's our crack in the glass. The fluorescent lights in the hallway allowed me to see who this person was. Who? Oh, it's that guy! It's the man who was chasing me in front of the hotel. Did he follow me? I don't know. That's impossible, but... it seemed that the door to the other rooms wouldn't open. The man came back up the hallway. He appeared to have given up. Okay, hide. I quickly ducked my head. Okay. Eventually, the footsteps trailed off. I went to the window and looked down at the street. The man was walking away, his shoulders hunched. Who could he be? Why is he following me? I don't know, maybe he wanted to help. I mean, he looked fairly normal compared to all the other people you've been meeting. Jesus. I felt my tension relax, only to be suddenly greeted by a familiar smell. What? It smells like something is burning. Uh-oh. Don't tell me. It can't be. I ran out of the room. Oh, dang it. When I entered the hallway, I was surrounded by a sea of fire. Fire! Okay, no way. How? It was fine just a moment ago. There's nothing combustible here. Well, you never know that. The concrete was burning as though it were made of wood. Oh, true. So hot. So hot! Searing heat hit my body, and I raised my arms to cover my face. The fire had consumed half of the hallway. The staircase I used to come up was covered in flames. What should I do? Is there another exit? Is there a fire escape? At that moment, I saw something move in the fire. What? Oh, shit, it's her! Within the fire, the woman whose face was wrapped in bandages stared intensely at me. Oh, God. It was the same woman I had met in the dark passageway in the hotel. The fire was burning the woman's hair and clothes. The bandages, however, didn't burn and remained wrapped around her face. Wow, okay. The terrible scent of burning flesh filled the air. Oh gosh. Slowly the woman stepped forward. I took a step back. Still in the fire, the woman slowly extended her left hand and beckoned me. No. Feelings of hatred joined the heat in wrapping around me. No. No. Yeah, I turned around and ran. I didn't have to look back to know that the woman and the fire were following me. If I stopped even for a second, the fire would consume me. I desperately kept running forward. No. I hate fire. Of course! I don't think anybody does like it. At the end of the hall, I saw a small, narrow staircase to the left. Above it was a green, dimly lit exit sign. Yes, go there. A fire escape, yes! I frantically ran. Okay. Up the stairs, down the stairs. I think you should go down the stairs. Girl, that's the exit. Down the stairs. Let's go down the stairs. Down the stairs, down the stairs. Oh god. I frantically ran down the stairs. The first floor was already covered in fire. I continued down the stairs leading below. What other choice did I have? With the fire at my back, I ran down to the basement. The basement! I didn't mean for the basement. I thought we were going out, girl. The basement was an empty storage room. Even though there was nothing flammable nearby, the fire tore open the door and began surging down the stairs. Oh great, I'm gonna die here. There was nowhere to escape. The sea of fire instantly engulfed me. I'm dead. I dead? I'm pretty sure I'm dead. My hands, feet, and hair ignited in a flash. I did. So hot. Yes, that's what fire does. I waved my arms in a desperate attempt to shake off the fire. It's called stop, drop, and roll. It's burning before my eyes. I can smell my own flesh burning. I suddenly remembered a depiction of hell I saw in a world history reference book. The sinners ran about, burned by the fires of hell. Am I being burned like that? I guess so. As I writhed in pain, I heard a cruel voice in the back of my mind. Yes, dance madly. Oh gosh. Endure the burden. The unforgivable crime for which there is no penance. Okay. Am I dead? I think I died. Suddenly my vision went black. I stopped dancing and the heat disappeared as if it melted away. Ugh. The delicate hands covering my eyes were removed, revealing an empty storage room. There was no signs that a fire had burned here at all. When I slowly turned around, I was greeted by a familiar grinning face. Cheshire? What the fuck? Cheshire Cat, but the fire? The Cheshire smiled but did not answer. Instead, he took my hand. Fire is bad. Yeah, no kidding. Yes, it's very bad. Okay, I held the Cheshire Cat's hand tightly and let out a deep sigh. The Cheshire Cat's lukewarm hand seemed to suddenly heat up. As if responding to the change in temperature, my heartbeat slowed down. Oh, this sensation again. This has happened before. The question I wanted to ask was on the tip of my tongue, but then I saw the Cheshire Cat's face. He was holding his face with his free hand. Huh. What do you know? Oh, what's wrong? Oh no, never mind. Ugh. Oh no, the Cheshire Cat moaned softly. He is having a headache. Eventually, the Cheshire Cat slowly moved his hand. Oh, his usual smile peeked out faintly from underneath his hood. Is something wrong? Do you feel sick? Yeah, right? I was worried. Up until this point, the Cheshire Cat had never behaved this way. The Cheshire Cat would always smile, no matter what happened. I thought that was normal, so... Hey, are you okay? Yeah, dude, my dude. It's nothing, Alice. But... The Cheshire Cat squeezed my hand tightly, as if to insist that I stop arguing. Alice, it's nothing. Oh, okay. Said in easily understandable terms, I felt peculiarly persuaded. That's right. If the Cheshire Cat says it's nothing, it must be nothing. So there's nothing for me to worry about. Yes. Let's hurry and leave. I don't like it here. I pulled the Cheshire Cat's hand and headed toward the staircase leading from the basement. Yes, if we don't hurry, we'll be late to the tea party. Oh, yes, the Mad Hatter makes his appearance, I'm sure, the Cheshire Cat said leisurely. We'll be late to what? I looked back at the cat. Well, the tea party, yes. Tea party. I stared back at his suspicious smile, then I inclined my head. Okay. Off to the tea party then. Alright. Chapter 4! Wow! Oh my god, I don't even know if I made the right decision. Midnight tea party. If I made the right decision in terms of like going up the stairs or down the stairs. But like, oh my god. I don't even know. I thought I was gonna head outside. That's why I went downstairs. Not to the basement. Jesus Christ. Is it really here? Oh, it's a playground. I asked the Cheshire Cat again. It's here. Okay. He answered, smiling without a care in the world. This is the park, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, it is. The city was once again devoid of other people as the Cheshire Cat led me to the location of the tea party. From the confusing conversation I had with him on the way here, all I understood was that two people called the Hatter and the Dormouse were having a tea party here. Yes, I was imagining an elegant garden party, but I thought it'd be more like a fancy European garden, not a regular old park with swings and a sandbox. Well, I had been led to a community park not far from my house. When I was young, I used to play here. Even if there are swings, you can still drink tea, right? It'll be fun that way. Well, that's true. Do you hate swings, Alice? Oh no. No, I like them. Do you hate sandboxes? No. No, I don't hate sandboxes either. Then what's the problem? The Cheshire Cat looked at me and tilted his head. Then what is the problem? Yes, exactly. I don't have a problem with anything. Yeah. The Cheshire Cat smiled curiously. Okay, well, that's okay. It's true, you can drink tea anywhere. There's no need for me to be overly critical, right? I stood in front of the car barricade at the park's entrance and looked ahead. At the end of the park, underneath the wisteria trees, was a table resembling a log sawed in half. Okay. There, I could see two silhouettes. One was moving incredibly sluggishly, while the other was bustling about rather excessively. I have no knowledge of or experience with tea parties, but I do know this. Those movements definitely did not come from drinking regular tea. In fact, one of them doesn't even seem like a person. Oh, okay, so who's our Hatter and who's our Dormouse? Well, Dormouse is obviously a mouse. I closed my eyes and took a few deep breaths. What are you doing, Alice? Calming myself. I'm just getting myself ready, yes. Alright, let's go. I head toward the table. Hello, my patrons. My fellow tea party patrons. Aw, that's so cute. A white tablecloth covered the log table. On top of it was a silver tray, a silver pot, and a silver-colored set of forks and knives. A white porcelain tea set was arranged on one side, while sandwiches, scones, and cookies decorated the rest of the table. Aw, isn't this cute? Looks normal so far. In fact, I think it's prepped like a real tea party. But there were two things that made it strange. The first was the clocks. Oh, yes. For some reason, the table was covered in so many clocks that they outnumbered the tea sets. The clocks that couldn't fit on the table were lined up at their feet. Oh, yes. I don't know much about tea parties, but I don't think there's a rule that says there needs to be a bunch of clocks, unless it's a time tea party, you know? A time-themed tea party? And as for the second, it was messy, so unbelievably messy. There were crumbs everywhere, and the cups and plates were covered in cracks. Some forks and knives had fallen on the ground, while others were stabbed into the table. Yes, in the middle of the table, a small antique clock was sticking out of a chocolate cake like some kind of a weird art piece. Oh my, it seemed like they were enjoying their tea rather unconventionally. I was somewhat impressed by the extravagantly chaotic scene unfolding before me, when suddenly a person who stood on a chair to pour tea screamed at me. "You're late! Yes, you're late, Alice!" The mouse was resting his chin on the table with his eyes shut, but he opened his eyes once he heard that voice. Aw, cute! The mouse was about the size of a human infant. Aw. The man, I think, who screamed seemed younger than me, judging from his voice. Perhaps he was a middle schooler? Oh, but I wasn't really sure. Aw. He's so cute. He was wearing a giant silk hat that covered his entire head, so I couldn't see his face. No, not just the silk hat. Everything he was wearing was too big. He looked like a small child wearing adult clothing. I presume this boy is the hat. Oh, I presume this boy in the hat is the Hatter, and this giant mouse is the Dormouse. Do you have any idea what time it is? The Hatter yelled angrily. He's so cute. You can't intimidate me. Huh? I looked at the clocks scattered across the table. The hands on their faces all pointed to 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock? In the middle of the night? Wow. It can't possibly be 3 a.m., can it? I thought it was strange, but since the clock hands were pointed at 3, I couldn't really argue. Is it 3 o'clock? Do you know how much time has passed since then? Oh no. The Hatter yelled as he tilted the teapot, and tea began to overflow and spill from the cup. Yeah. While I watched that happen, I answered, maybe 30 seconds, give or take? Wrong! It's been so long, I'm starting to feel faint. Oh, aw. But looking at these clocks, it looks like it just turned 3 o'clock. Well, of course it just turned 3 o'clock, but it's been ages since it has turned 3 o'clock. Oh wow. Huh? I don't really understand. It sounds like a riddle. Welcome home, our Alice. Yes, of course, here we go. His eyes still shut, the dormouse clumsily held out a teapot. I started to worry as the teapot shook in his hand. Come, sit, some tea. At that moment, the dormouse's chin hit the tabletop. Oh no. The teapot he was offering suddenly fell over in a dramatic display. Hot water flew everywhere, and the Hatter jumped to his feet. I narrowly managed to avoid getting scalded. Yes, not like I, haven't experienced third-degree burns just 30 seconds ago. Only because the Cheshire Cat grabbed me by the back of my collar to avoid the hot water. Oh, thanks. Though it did choke me a bit. The guilty dormouse didn't get splashed at all and snored quietly on the top of the table. So, we're looking for the right rabbit. Do you know anything about where he is? I asked the Hatter while coughing. Yeah, the rabbit came here. The Hatter replied, bored as if shifted in his. The Hatter replied, bored as he shifted in his seat. He tried to pick up the teacup that was filled to the brim, but it was all for naught as the tea came spilling over the edge. Really? When? I leaned forward. Yes, tell me. Just now, quite a while ago. Okay, the Hatter and the Dormouse replied in unison. Okay, which is it? Just before it became 3 o'clock, but you said it became 3 a long time ago. The Hatter seemed to have given up on picking up the teacup. He left it on the table and lapped sips from the cup like a dog. Okay. So it just turned 3 o'clock, but it has been quite some time since it turned 3 o'clock, right? So which is it? So the right rabbit came here just before it turned 3 o'clock. That means he was just here, but quite some time ago. Ugh, this is confusing. I know. And then, do you know which way he went? That way. As he pointed, the dormouse nodded off. His small front limbs flopped onto the table with a thump. The Hatter grabbed his limbs and used them to point off to the table. Point off to the side, yeah. I looked where he pointed and saw a beautiful gate covered in roses. Oh no, we're gonna meet the queen! Holy shit. This is the queen. It was the gate to the rose garden inside the park. The arch at the entrance was covered with white rambler roses. As I recall, the rose garden was established several years ago as part of the city's afforestation plan. Yes, there we go. I had never gone inside before. Why not? Normally, the gate was locked and only opened during the flower blooming season, but right now the gate was wide open. Okay. I was like, how uncultured are you, Alice? God, not taking advantage of this beautiful rose garden. Thank you, both of you. I'm going to go inside. Gotta go now. I ran toward the gate to the rose garden. Alice! Alice, wait! The Cheshire Cat shouted after me. He sounded unusually tense. Yes. Huh? What? Ouch. Ouch. Before I could turn around, pain filled my right arm. Ow, what the fuck? What is this? A rose vine was wrapped around my right arm. Oh, great. It coiled tightly around my arm like a snake. The thorns pierced my flesh. Ow, ow, bruh, that's rude. I watched as my right arm became soaked with blood. Stop, let go. Ignoring me, the rose vine pulled me with its incredible strength. The vine reached for my neck. Uh-oh. I tried desperately to avoid it, but the more I struggled, the more the thorns tore my skin. Ow. Unable to bear it any longer, I shouted for help. Ask the Hatter, ask the Dormouse, ask the Cheshire. Cheshire, I can only rely on you, girl. I can only rely on you, girl. I'm gonna rely on Cheshire. Okay, hold on. What should I do? I closed my eyes. Cheshire grinned. I wanted to override an early save. I wanted the chapter 3. How about this one? As long as I keep a chapter 1 save, then I'm pretty sure I'm good. Anyways, whatever. Regardless, I want to ask Cheshire for help. Yes, so Cheshire Cat, help me! Help me! The Cheshire Cat ran over without making so much as a sound. He was so quiet and quick, it almost seemed like he had teleported. And with his sharp claws, he quickly scratched his arm. What? Red blood suddenly began to pour. What? Why did you do that to your arm? For a moment, I thought the Cheshire Cat had gone crazy. But then the vine wrapped around my arm began to loosen. A few vines let go of my arm and went for the Cheshire Cat instead. No! The Cheshire Cat ignored the rose vines that were coiling around him and started peeling off the vines that still stubbornly clung to me. The pain of my skin being torn made me scream. When I was finally free from the roses, I rolled onto the ground. The roses had lost all interest in me. They had new prey now, the Cheshire Cat, who was being ensnared by the vines faster than I was. Cheshire Cat... What? No! Oh, this could be bad. Yes, said the Hatter in an unconcerned tone. The story goes that the cats are the rose's favorite food. Personally, I'd rather eat Alice. What? I'm too scared to touch the Cheshire Cat anyway, the Hatter continued nonchalantly. No, I need to do something. Reaching toward the tabletop, I quickly picked up the knife, picked up the vase. Picked up the knife! Get the knife! Reaching toward the tabletop, I quickly picked up the knife. I'm going to take this too, okay? I said as I grabbed the white quilted tea cozy. You can, the Hatter screamed at me, but I didn't pay attention. Covering my hands with the tea cozy like safety gloves, I grabbed the root of the vine that was attacking the Cheshire Cat. I tried to cut the vine with what was effectively a butter knife, but to no avail. What? A few rose vines started to coil around me again, but I didn't mind. Frantically, I started sawing the vines with the knife and began cutting them down one by one. Okay, it's working! The rose vines fell to the ground, writhing. Where the vines had been cut, a thick red liquid poured out. Blood? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's consuming the blood. A shiver went down my spine. Oh gosh. Cheshire, are you okay? I'm so sorry, I didn't know that was gonna happen. A formerly gray Cheshire Cat now had a red and gray modded coat. Okay. Oh god. You really are an idiot, Alice. White roses drink blood. Everyone knows that, Alice. It's just common sense. Well, white roses drink blood and turn red. Yeah, I figured. The dormouse muttered sleepily. I turned around and saw that the white roses had turned light pink. Blood turns the roses red. This is the first I've heard of it. But I couldn't bring myself to argue. I'm sorry, Cheshire Cat. I'm sorry. Alice, it's not good for you to cry for me. Oh, but I can't help it. The Cheshire Cat flashed his usual thin smile. That's right. Stupid Alice. You've disrupted the natural order of things. No. The Hatter shouted incomprehensibly as he shook the tea in his cup. Your injuries. I need to tend to them. As I said that, I began to shake. That was so scary. Yeah, if I lost the Cheshire Cat, I wouldn't have any other allies. And then I would be alone. At that moment, the Cheshire Cat suddenly grabbed my wrist with his bloodied hand. What? What? I felt my wrist get hot in his tight grip. What? Hey? Is he trying to calm me again? I tried to ask what's wrong, but instead I swallowed my breath. For just a moment, the Cheshire Cat's face looked like it had warped. What? Huh? What? I rubbed my eyes. Is something wrong, Alice? The Cheshire Cat asked, then he let go of my hand. I stared at the Cheshire Cat as if I were trying to burn a hole through him. There's no sign that anything changed. No, it's nothing. What? It must have been my imagination. I finally noticed that I had stopped shivering. Still, I am upset. However, it's okay now. Hey, Hatter, do you have any bandages? Oh, of course not! Do you need bandages at a tea party? Use your brain! Oh my god. Well, I guess that makes sense, yes. Then can I have that napkin? Yes. You can have it, yes. Our Alice. The dormouse offered the napkin from the table setting next to him. No. Napkins are a must for a tea party. No. But before the Hatter could intervene, the napkin was in my hands. Cheshire Cat, let's go clean your hands. Right. That won't be necessary. What? After he said that, the Cheshire Cat began licking the red stains on his robes. Okay. Oh right, he's a cat. Even though he might not look like it. Well, wait here. Yeah. Okay. I ran over to the park's water fountain and began to wash the blood off my arms. The cuts were painful, but they looked worse than they really were. If I leave them alone, they'll stop bleeding. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just really thin slices, but like, yeah. I soaked the napkin in water and wrung it out, then I returned to the Cheshire Cat. I wiped the parts that I thought the Cheshire Cat would have trouble reaching. You should lick them too, Alice. No, that's unsanitary. I don't lick wounds, I'm not a cat. Cat's blood is delicious. Oh, I said I'm not going to lick them, okay? Stop being a creep. The Cheshire Cat seemed like he wanted to lick my wounds too, but I politely declined. Alice, what? Still sleeping, the Dormouse handed something to me. What? It was a bandage made from a torn napkin. Aw, at least he's so helpful, even though he seemed so sleepy. I thought I saw the Hatter muttering to himself as he made something to the Dormouse's specification. It seemed that he was making a bandage. Oh, actually no, for me, thank you. I pet the Dormouse's head and he contorted his body in pleasure. I'm the one who made it! You should have said so! The Hatter slapped my hand away. Okay, thank you too, Hatter. I poked his silk hat, but the Hatter just defiantly turned his head away. Aw, what a cute kid. Oh my god, what a mess. What a mess this is. As the Cheshire Cat wrapped the bandage around me, I asked the Hatter, how do I go through that gate anyway? Why? You can just waltz through it while the roses are sleeping, duh! Oh god. The Hatter responded rudely. He didn't seem pleased by how kind the Dormouse had been to me. The two seemed to have a weird power dynamic in their relationship. Sleep? Roses sleep? When? Yeah. They'll go to sleep at 4 o'clock, because roses are early to bed and early to rise. Okay, 4 o'clock. Huh. I looked at the clock scattered about the disheveled table. The hands all pointed to 4 o'clock. They hadn't moved at all. Well, it's always 3 o'clock here, right? When do they sleep? I said they'll go to sleep at 4 o'clock, didn't I? Oh, yes, so when will it be 3 o'clock? When the clock's hands move, of course. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. Okay, a clock just needs to say 4 o'clock, right? Alright, I picked up one of the clocks from the table. I twisted the screw that moves the hands. Huh? Oh, the screw was stuck and wouldn't budge. Oh man, argh! What are you doing? You're such a stupid girl, Alice. Only small time can move the hands of the clocks. That's just common sense. The Hatter seemed offended by my idiocy. Who's small time? You don't even know small time? Argh! Unbelievable! What ignorance! Annoyed, I puffed up my cheeks. Well, excuse me, what you call common sense isn't common sense to me exactly, so I know what time it is. I know what time is. Don't act like you're chummy don't act like you're chummy with him. Well then, can we have this small time person move the hands for the clock of the clock for us? Aren't you guys tired of this tea party by now? The Hatter suddenly fell silent. He's been captured. Oh no. The Dormouse muttered tiredly, his eyes still shut. Though he was sleeping, he was still able to hear our conversation. Captured? By who? The Red Queen. By Her Majesty the Queen, of course. Yes. Her Majesty the Queen? There's a queen too? Yes. Small time doesn't have a body, which means he doesn't have a head either. That's why he's been captured. Oh gosh. Huh? I don't understand what the Hatter is saying anymore. Yes, me neither. The Queen hates anything that's headless. Oh, really? The Cheshire Cat explained vaguely. I didn't understand at all, but if I just accepted the story at face value, it went like this. The Queen hates anything that's headless. Tiny Time doesn't have a head, so the Queen got mad and imprisoned him. I thought about it for a little bit. Okay, if that's the case, she would imprison us, right? Because we have heads. Exactly. If we went and asked her, would she agree to let us see him? I'm no one special. No. Of course she'll let you visit him. You're Alice after all. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're Alice. We're the Alice. Really? Yes, I guess being Alice has some perks. Yes. Well then, I'm going to ask the queen to freeze small time. How do I get to her? How do I go see the queen? Go through the pipe and across the ocean. What? Holding a cookie in his hand, the Hatter pointed to the pipe in question. Pipe? What pipe? Oh, the pipe! Wow! On the other side of the sandbox, I saw 2 cement pipes lined up next to each other. They weren't real pipes, just playground equipment designed to resemble pipes. Okay. The pipe. If I go through a pipe, I'll just come out the other side and be back in the park. He's like, no, arg, you're so annoying, Alice. You complain too much. If you keep complaining, I'm gonna put you between 2 slices of bread and eat you like a sandwich. Girl. But I lowered my head. Well, let's go then. Yeah, let's just go. I didn't want to become a sandwich. I faced the pipes and started walking when I suddenly heard a scream. What? I looked and saw that the dormouse had stabbed the Hatter's hand with a fork. Oops. Ouch. I told you the cake is over there. The red pipe, that entrance, our Alice. Oh, okay, so we go through the red one. The dormouse mumbled, then raised his fork to bring the Hatter's hand to his mouth. Oh no! Ow, 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 ow. Hey, don't eat me. That's my hand. The cake is here. Let's go, Cheshire Cat. This is crazy. We left the bustling tea party and headed toward the pipes. Okay, off to see the Red Queen. Okay, here we go. There were 2 pipes, one red, one blue. Yes. They look like normal pipes. Yes, they do. And that rhymed. I peered into each one. Both were just under 10 feet long. I could see through each of them to the other side. I looked and saw the word exit carved in one side of the pipe. On the other side, the word entrance was carved in. I think the kids who play in these pipes should decide for themselves which side to enter and exit from. Well, there's no use just standing here, even if it's a trick. Let's just go. Yeah, let's just go at this point. Both pipes were just big enough for me to crawl through. It didn't look like I needed to worry about getting stuck. I entered the blue pipe, entered the red pipe. The red pipe, right? The red pipe is the right one. Because the dormouse said the red one. The red one. I entered the red pipe. There we go. Oof. Ooh, that's creepy. Anyways, this is where I'm gonna leave this episode, you guys. I think this is a great point just because we're going off to see new characters. Again, we're going off to see a new sort of area-ish, which is the Red Queen's, hopefully the palace to the Red Queen. But anyways, yes, so a lot of crazy shit happened, a lot of twisted things, a lot of new characters as well, like who the hell was that snake dude, and who the hell was that guy who was like chasing us, but like, I don't know, seemed normal enough? Like, why are we running from him? Anyways, whatever. We got some flashbacks of things that made me come up with theories, and we don't know for sure exactly what it all means just yet. But anyways, we're gonna find out in the next episode as we continue down this rabbit hole about adventure. So tune in till then, but for now, bye!